Every September, millions of 18-year-olds make the biggest financial decision of their lives. They sign a contract they haven't read, for a loan they don't understand, to buy a product that offers no guarantees. They are told that this is the golden ticket. They are told that if they don't go to university, they will be failures. They are told that debt is good debt. But look around you. The barista serving your coffee has a master's degree in communications. The Uber driver taking you to the airport has a bachelor's in psychology and $50,000 in debt. We are living in a paradox. We have the most educated population in human history, yet we have an entire generation that is financially crippled before their life even begins. This is not an accident. This is not a market failure. This is a calculated wealth transfer scheme. The American university system has transformed from a beacon of higher learning into a predatory lending cartel. They are selling you a dream from the 1970s at a 2026 price tag. Over the next 30 minutes, we are going to expose the scam. We will show you why tuition has risen by 1,000%. We will show you why you cannot declare bankruptcy on student loans. And we will prove that the piece of paper you are chasing is becoming worthless by the day. To understand the scam, you have to follow the money. In the 1970s, a summer job could pay for a year of college. Today, a summer job won't even pay for the textbooks. What happened? Did the professors get smarter? Did the education get 10 times better? No, the government got involved. This brings us to the Bennett hypothesis. When the government guarantees student loans, universities realize they have a blank check. If the government says, we will lend any student $20,000, the university immediately raises tuition by $20,000. Why wouldn't they? They know the government will pay, and they know you, the student, will sign anything because you think you have no choice. It is an infinite money glitch for the universities. They have no incentive to lower costs. In a normal market, if a car is too expensive, people stop buying it, and the price comes down. But in the college market, the more expensive it gets, the more prestige it has, and the more loans the government prints. It is a vicious cycle of inflation, and you are the one left holding the bag. Where does all that money go? It certainly doesn't go to the teachers. Most classes today are taught by underpaid adjunct professors who have no job security. So where is your $50,000 a year going? It is going to the administrative bloat. In the last 40 years, the number of administrators has skyrocketed by over 3,000%. We have vice presidents of student life, deans of diversity, directors of wellness. We have lazy rivers, climbing walls, and luxury dorms designed to look like five-star resorts. They are not building these things to educate you. They are building them to attract customers. Modern universities are not schools. They are real estate developers and hedge funds. Look at Harvard. It has an endowment of over $50 billion. That is more money than the GDP of half the countries on Earth. They operate like a tax-exempt corporation, hoarding wealth while raising tuition every single year. They are gatekeepers of prestige. Money died and bidi ensured story per birds. Selling access to a club, not knowledge. And the entry fee is your future financial freedom. Here is the darkest part of the scam. In the United States, if you make a bad business deal, you can declare bankruptcy. If you gamble away your life savings in Vegas, you can declare bankruptcy. Even if you crash a Ferrari you couldn't afford, you can declare bankruptcy. The system allows you to start over, except for one thing: student loans. Thanks to lobbying by the banking industry and the universities, student loan debt is the only debt in America that follows you to the grave. It cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. The government has the power to garnish your wages, seize your tax refunds, and even take money from your social security checks when you are old. This turns the borrower into a modern-day indentured servant. When you have a debt that cannot be erased, you lose your leverage. You cannot take risks. You cannot start a business. You have to take the first corporate job you find just to make the monthly payments. You become a compliant cog in the machine. This is not freedom. This is financial captivity disguised as opportunity. But wait, doesn't a degree get you a higher salary? That is the statistic they always throw at you. College graduates earn $1 million more over their lifetime. This is a statistical lie based on data from the past. We are witnessing credential inflation. When everyone has a degree becomes worthless. 50 years ago, a high school diploma was enough to get a middle-class job. Then, you needed a bachelor's degree. Now, entry-level jobs require a master's degree and 5 years of experience. The market is flooded with degrees. We have millions of graduates with generic degrees in business, communications, and liberal arts fighting for a shrinking number of white-collar jobs. This creates the paper ceiling. Companies use degrees as a lazy filter, rejecting perfectly capable people just because they lack a piece of paper. Meanwhile, the actual skills needed to build society, plumbing, electrical work, construction, manufacturing, are being ignored. We have a shortage of people who can build things, and a surplus of people who can write essays about things. If the tuition fees aren't enough to bankrupt you, the hidden costs will finish the job. Let's talk about the most blatant racketeering operation in America, the college textbook industry. In a free market, information becomes cheaper over time. The internet has made knowledge essentially free, yet the price of college textbooks has risen by over 800% since 1978. That is 4 times the rate of inflation. Why? Because 3 companies, Pearson, Cengage, and McGraw-Hill, control 80% of the market. They operate like a mafia. They release a new edition of a calculus textbook every 2 years. Does math change every 2 years? Has the definition of a derivative changed since Newton discovered it? Of course not. They shuffle the chapters, change the page numbers, and slap a $300 price tag on it. They do this specifically to destroy the used book market.
But it gets worse.
Because students started pirating PDFs to survive, the publishers invented a new weapon, the access code. Now you don't just buy a book. You have to buy a unique one-time use digital code to submit your homework online. If you don't pay the $150 for the code, ihr verfeids I can start van stowa minds. You cannot turn in your assignments, and you fail the class. This is not education, this is a paywall. They are holding your grades hostage behind a microtransaction. Imagine paying $50,000 for a degree, and then being told you have to pay extra just to hand in your homework. It is extortion, pure and simple. But the cost of this scam is not just measured in dollars. It is measured in lost time and a dying society. The student loan crisis is the primary driver of the coming demographic collapse. Think about the timeline of a standard American life. In the past, you graduated at 22, got a job, bought a house at 25, and started a family by 27. That timeline has been incinerated. Today, a graduate leaves school with a mortgage-sized debt but no house. Because of this debt burden, young people are delaying every major life milestone. They are getting married later. They are buying homes 10 years later, if at all. And, most critically, they are having fewer children, or no children at all. You cannot afford to raise a child when you are still paying off your own childhood. We have created a generation of Peter Pans, not because they don't want to grow up, but because they can't afford to. When you are 30 years old, living with 3 roommates, and sending $500 a month to the government for a degree you don't use, you are structurally trapped in adolescence. The universities and the government are not just stealing your money, they are stealing your bloodline. They are trading your family tree for their balance sheet, and when the population collapses in 20 years because nobody could afford to have kids, they will blame you. They will call you selfish, but the truth is, they ate your future before you even had a chance to build it. The bubble is bursting. The illusion is fading. For the first time in decades, enrollment numbers are dropping. People are waking up. They are realizing that you can learn more on the internet for free in 6 months than you can in 4 years of lecture halls. The future belongs to the skilled, not the credentialed. The smartest move in 2026 is not to blindly sign away your life for a degree you don't need. It is to acquire specific, high-value skills. Trade schools, apprenticeships, specialized certifications, and self-education are the new paths to wealth. Do not let them shame you into debt. Do not let them tell you that you are uneducated because you didn't buy their product. The system relies on your compliance. It relies on you believing the lie. But now you see the truth. The diploma is not the golden ticket. Your mind, your skills, and your freedom are the only assets that matter. Stop playing their game and start building your own.